Welcome back to Edge Work, part of the Hammer Betting Network, presented by FanDuel. I'm Zack Phillips on this Thursday morning, October 10th, joined by Alex Moretto and So Money, breaking down tonight's NHL games. Maybe talk a little bit about what went on last night, but maybe not. Maybe we can just gloss over that, skip it. I think So Money and I would both be appreciative of that. But before we can get into anything, before we can talk about the games, get to our anytime goal scorer parlay from you guys in the chat here as well, I want to remind you that the show is now presented by FanDuel, and the NHL is back, and FanDuel is bringing you more action than ever because everyone knows hockey just hits different. Load up a power play with the hottest same-game parlays found on the Parlay Hub. Lace them up and follow you with your bets with player prop tracking, or bet on the fly with the Pulse. The hunt for the Cup starts here, so you can get more from the NHL with FanDuel, North America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers can kick off the season with $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Just place any $5 bet and you'll get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Disclaimer: please play responsibly. You must be 18 plus and physically located in Ontario. Gambling problem? Call 1-866-531-2600. That's 1-866-531-2600, or visit connectsontario.ca. All right, let's get into it. Start here with probably the most depressing question of all time after day one to come into the chat and see. First comment, as always, Charles here early, and he's ready to go. Let's start with this. Is it time to panic in Vancouver and Toronto? So, Money, Moretto went to bed last night thinking he was going to be all sunshine and roses for yourself out there in Vancouver, and wakes up and apparently not.
Well, I mean, it's not time to panic, but we talked about this in the preview show that we need to look at this team with a more realistic lens coming into the season as well, right? Like there was there was a lot of concern for me coming into the season for the Canucks. Now, if you told me before this game started that the Canucks would lose this game or lose a game 6-5 in overtime, it wouldn't have shocked me tremendously. What does concern me is that they lost 6-5 in overtime to Calgary, and they lost 6-5 after blowing a 4-1 lead to Calgary. So that is what is a little bit concerning because that was a game where the Canucks showed that when they were skating, they were the better dominant team, and then they just stopped skating. A couple other things too. You look at the goaltending situation for the Canucks, right? So we all love Sheloff. We'll never forget what he did for us for that month during the spring. But I mean, he's there's he hasn't done this before, right? And it's unrealistic to expect him to just come in the following year and just take over as like the number one goaltender. There was a reason why the Canucks were so aggressive going after Kevin Lankinen, right? They're not going to they're not going to push Demko this year. So just by the fact that the Canucks um, acquired a backup who has tenure in this league. Um, Going into this season, we knew that the days of pushing Demko during the regular season are done. He's not even going to come close to 60 games this year, right? So just on that basis, the Canucks are going to take a step back because their goaltending is not going to be good as it has been in previous years because Demko is just not going to play that much, right? That there's that. And the second thing we talked about this in the preview show, right? There's concern about the defense on this team, right? So Susie, Myers, Forbert, and Desharnais, they are the they are the 3 to 6 defensemen on the Canucks right now. Realistically, they should be 4 to 7, numbers 4 to 7. So there's no secret that the Canucks need a top three defenseman. It's gonna be addressed during the season. I'm sure that they're working on it. There is going to be a trade that's going to come down at some point. The Canucks will acquire a top three. We're not there yet, right? So yes, there is concern because why are you giving up 6 goals to Calgary? Why are you blowing 4-1 leads? But there's also we need to be more realistic about where this team is, and they are taking a step back from last year. That's the reason why we had them finishing third in the division, and a Dowdy injury and possibly a slow start away from the Kings, away from them finishing fourth in the division as well.
Mhm. It's also one game. I mean, we see some stuff there could be just a little blip in the radar. One game come out, maybe things get a little bit too exciting for some people. You hold your stick a little bit too tight and you settle into it, and it's not going to be like that the rest of the way. So not really time to panic there yet. Moretto, I'll just go to you. You're double Habs right now. Habs hat, Habs jersey. Can we get an honest breakdown of what went on last night?
I mean, there's not much to say. It's the same old Leafs. They are who we thought they were. Nicholas Robertson, preseason god. Barely looks like
Clock
an
struck
NHL
midnight,
player
man.
last night.
Preseason,
Clock
regular
struck midnight.
season, pumpkin.
I'm wondering what the Leafs worked on all offseason, if the special teams were still a mess. The thing
Yeah.
that they kept trying that pass along the wall on the power play that they're have been doing forever. And Boston clued into that in the playoffs, and Boston kept taking it away, and the Leafs didn't adjust. And you figure there'd be an adjustment at this point. Habs kept taking it away last night, and the Leafs just didn't. I don't know. They looked worse on the power play than they did anywhere else. Special teams were bad. Obviously, it's not time to panic or anything like that. But yeah, it's a great start to the year. To be able to not have to sit through a single Leafs goal is just it doesn't get much better than that. I mean, yeah,
First time at 227 games.
Slavkovsky's lapping the field right now in terms of all those Leafs players. Yeah, it's got 100% more points than anyone in that Leafs jersey. So it's really nice to see the big guys get going, and elite scoring wins in this league. And we have an elite scorer, thankfully, and that was the difference last night.
There's just nothing to add to that. And just the thing that sucked from a Leafs perspective was I don't even think the Leafs played bad.
No,
I don't know how to say that. It's they didn't play bad. There was just nothing. They were
special
just
teams
there.
was the difference. They just
right.
when they would get
gave up a
momentum and then they'd
penalty
get a
kill
power play, they would destroy. They would destroy their
own
momentum because their power play was so bad. That's
And
really
Habs would
what
get momentum.
the difference in the game was. Because 5-on-5, the Leafs were good. They were probably the better team. I think the numbers are a little bit the overall numbers
skewed.
Very much shade towards the Leafs, but I think part of that is also they're chasing a lead. They're chasing a deficit for most of the game. So obviously you're gonna it's gonna get a little bit tilted in the third period there.
Yep. All right, let's get to where our picks are at so far to start this season. If you want to track everything that we're giving out here on the show, you can find it over in the BetStamp app as Edgework HQ, as always. So taking a quick look as our overall breakdown, and as we get a little bit more sample size and not 1-2 bet from each person on the show, we can start breaking it down by tags and showing people how everyone's doing. No need to do that here at this point, 2 days in. But just quickly, where we're at, we 4-6 record, but we are up right now, a 3.7% ROI. We're up almost 0.3 units, 0.27 units so far on the season of $100 unit size. We've 10 game sample size, very small, but we are positive so far in the season and positive as of last night. But let's get to tonight's games. Let's start with one of the 7:00 games. The Buffalo Sabres hosting the LA Kings here. Sabres -104 over on FanDuel, -115 for the Kings, and we're seeing a total 6.5 +108 to the over. So Money, you've got a bet for us in this game, don't you?
Yeah, let's go ahead and lock in the Sabres right now.
Okay.
Where are we at? Minus 104.
-104. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and do that. So, yeah, Sabres. I didn't think that they looked they looked bad in their second game against the Devils. The first game was a little bit off for them, but they're off to an 0-2 start. It's a team that is going to be better this year than they were last year, and their first two games unfortunately were against my President's Trophy winner, right? So I mean they're that's a tough way to start the season for them. So I'm not going to knock them too much on their 0-2 start. I thought they looked a lot better in game two. UPL is going to get the start tonight. I think that he's he should be primed for a pretty big season as well. So I do like the Sabres here. Bet them. I think that there is an advantage for the Sabres, even though there's travel involved. I think that there is an advantage in them playing a couple of games and playing against the level of competition that they did in the first two games as well. So they should be ready to go. And the Kings, I'm kind of expecting the Kings to get off to a slower start this year. I think that as the season goes on, they'll be fine. But that Drew Doughty injury is just massive. And against a team like Buffalo that's going to skate, I think that might be a tough task for the Kings to open up their season in this kind of situation. So, yeah, we're on the Sabres tonight.
Minus 104. If you're following on FanDuel and you're tracking, kind of had just the hit the books effect there. Moved right in front of us out to minus 110 on FanDuel. Obviously, shop around, but we did track that one to get it in at the minus 104. Hopefully, everyone is also quick to the trigger here, following along with us. It is a new year, new show, new luck for this group. Moretto, in the past, if we've had a double best bet, it has usually been auto the other side, but that's not going to be the case this year. But you do have a double best bet for us in this game. Are you on So Money's side in this one?
Yeah, he basically just fully took everything that I wanted to say about this game and laid it out perfectly. So like I don't have a ton to add here, but yeah, I bet the Sabres earlier, and still, I mean, a lot of numbers available that are good to bet still, in my opinion. I do think it's big to have a couple games under your belt. That's, as So Money touched on, first game of the season, there can be some rust. It's hard to get going sometimes. We've seen that from a few different teams. Having played a couple real games that matter already so far. And I think also having that preseason for the Sabres where they had to sort of accelerate their preseason and get things going early because they had those games before everyone, I think also really helps. So they've kind of been in like go mode for a while now. I think that makes a big difference here. The Doughty loss is massive. I don't think the market's quite pricing that in because they just don't have the depth to absorb that. It's not just losing Doughty, but like you're replacing him with some, some kind of very weak, fringe defenseman. Now that bottom pair looks pretty rough. I talked about UPL. I'm very high on UPL this year. Did bet some, 150 to 1 Vezina. I think the Sabres team is good. I think they're a little bit underrated still by the market, and I think they should definitely have been favorites here. And that wasn't the case earlier on, and it's still not really the case now. So, yep, Sabres for me tonight.
Also, just want to add on for people, if you're wondering how we're going to do this with the tags, if there's a double best bet, we're just going to tag each creator in that bet. So, for example, for today, So Money is tagged, and separately, Moretto is also tagged on that one. We're not going to make new ones that's So Money and Moretto, etc. It'll be So Money as one tag, Moretto as another. Just want to get that out there because I know people will ask, and I want to clarify. If it's not clear, message me, try to explain, whatever. I do understand there's going to be some questions about some of this stuff as we're doing a little bit of a different tracking method this year for people as we're making sure we can show each individual creator's bets. But that's how we're going to do it. That's how we track it. And minus 104 Sabres for the first bet of the day. Let's get on to our next game here tonight. Let's just go with the Leafs Devils. I saw a comment as soon as we got on here. Who is it more of a revenge game for? From in the chat, asking earlier from Mike Bromberg, who's it more of a revenge game for in New Jersey? I would think probably Sheldon Keefe. He's the guy who got the boot from Toronto. He's going to want to stick it to them. But what we're seeing right now with prices, the Devils minus 142, the Leafs plus 116, total of 6.5. Over shaded to the over there, minus 118 on that one. Moretto, any thoughts for yourself in this game? Any way you want to get involved other than the fact that you hate the Leafs and Devils minus 5.5 or whatever the hell you're going to say?
No, I will say if we've learned anything about the Leafs over the last 7-10 years, it's that revenge doesn't really matter for them. How many times can you lose in 7 to Boston? It doesn't clearly they don't care about revenge. Okay. So I think this is definitely more of a revenge game for Keefe and the Devils. It would be. I don't have really any interest in betting the Devils at this price. There are some minus 130s kind of and stuff like that available. I still don't really love the Devils here. Look, the Leafs did show out pretty well last night. Can you trust the power play to get going though? I would need to see a special teams improvement here before I'd be willing to hop on the Leafs, but I'm not interested in betting the Devils at this price. I do think maybe, do we have a goalie confirmation right now for Toronto? Is Wall still going to be out? So it's probably going to be held to be. We don't know.
Wall's
Sure
IR.
yet, right? Wall's IR,
IR.
right? Okay, so
Yeah.
it should be held to be for sure.
Assuming, yeah.
There is thought that they're going to go Stolarz
back to back. Right. Okay. So I mean, yeah. So I guess we'll wait on that. I would again, no bets for me. But I would maybe lean towards the over here. I'm not as high on Markstrom as the market is, but yeah, I don't really have any interest in anything here based on where numbers are right now.
So, Money, you got any interest?
I do, but not at the current number. I think that it's just not going to get there, right? Because whether it is Stolarz back to back or LDB, it's gonna Devils are going to start taking money anyways. But yeah, minus 142. I do need that to dip a bit. It's not going to get there, but mid minus 120s is where I wanted to bet this game. So I will have to sit out, even though I do like the Devils here.
Okay. Nothing for us in this game. We'll keep it moving then. Obviously, as we go through, so there's going to be a lot of games. We'll just give some opinions on, see where the prices are at, and may not have a best bet for you. So it is what it is. We're not going to force those ones. So move on to the Senators Panthers game here tonight.
Many Senators.
Yeah, the so many Senators. Sens hosting the Panthers here tonight. Sens plus 112, Panthers minus 134, total of 6.5 here yet again, shaded to the under. So, Money, what are your thoughts on your Senators hosting the Panthers here tonight?
So obviously I like the Senators, but the pricing is a little tough for me because with a team like Florida, what I want to do this year is kind of see spots and situations where there's no need for them to show up, right? There are going to be situations like this throughout the year. And Florida did this last year as well after their cup final run. There were many cases last year where you could pick out the games that they're not going to show up for, and they didn't, right? Because a team like that, they don't need, they know what they are, they know what they have. They don't need to, I don't want to say effort, but they don't need the same attention to detail that they would in every single regular season game, right? So this, however, is not a spot like that because there's a lot of animosity between these two teams. So this is not a situation that I feel that Florida is not going to show up for. So of course, Florida is a better team than Ottawa, and I would like a little bit of a better number on the Sens. So unless if it gets there, so what I have targeted here for this, or what I wanted to play on the Sens, was plus 124 is what I wanted on the Sens. So it's been adjusted for Ottawa's home opener. I do think Florida shows up for this game, so for that I will pass for now.
Okay. Moretto, anything for you in this game?
No, I'm not as high on the I'm not as high on the Senators either. I do agree that there'll be some real spots to bet against Florida. And like so many said, where they're not going to really show up or they have no need to show up. Don't think this is one of them. I don't think this early in the season there will be many of those either, where I think that kind of they have a point to prove still. They want to it's a very Maurice thing. And, this team seems to still have somewhat of a chip on their shoulder. Hey, we're not going to win the cup and just lay down. So I think early on in the year, we'll still see a good Florida team. But as we get into November and December and the dog days of the season, there'll definitely be a lot of moments where you can probably bet against them.
Okay, so not tonight, but potentially down the future. Quickly here though, Charles, our resident Floridian in the chat, or Florida fan, I guess. Charles says, not out of the realm of possibility we get a night game for the Panthers. Does that change anything for you guys before we move off this game?
I don't think we'll see him tonight, but we will see him on the road trip possibly. Okay. I think it.
Uh-oh.
We lost him.
We lost. Oh, there you go.
Oh, he's back. There's some movement. There we go.
Did I freeze?
Yeah, you did for a sec.
Yeah. Well, we'll
Awesome.
see him on the road trip. Someone is saying, not necessarily here tonight. Don't think it'll be tonight. Let's keep going here. We got more games to cover, more games possibly with best bets. Moretto, let's go to your Montreal Canadiens on the road taking on the Boston Bruins. Montreal plus 210, the Bruins minus 260, plus 110 on the over 6.5 here tonight. Is this just a disrespectful line to the Habs? Is this just because they're on a back-to-back? Well, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I think the plus and minuses should be flipped here. I think this line could just completely flip and we'd be at a more appropriate number. But no, you're like, you biases aside, you're paying an absolute premium if you want to be on the Bruins tonight. I get there's so much working against Montreal in this situation. Bruins got absolutely smashed in their first game. Going to come back with a chip on their shoulder. Probably, going to be Swayman's first start after signing the new contract. This is the home opener. Habs, left a lot on the line last night to beat the Leafs. Now they're traveling on a back-to-back, which I still don't think it matters as much earlier in the season. But you're going to get the Caden Primo game. Like, there's a lot working against Montreal here. I get it. Don't get how high this has climbed, though. Like, this is an absurd number and an absurd price at this point. That being said, I'm not, there's just no, I don't really want to bet Montreal, even though, like, I think numbers suggest that you should. There is so much working against them here, the narratives and all that. It's enough for me to just kind of stay off altogether and let my let my fandom just take center stage and just cheer. I have enough invested in them anyways. I don't need to add more here.
Year of the Hab, as
Year of the Hab.
Jordan says. Year of the
Couldn't
Hab.
agree more. Couldn't agree more.
Good to any number. So, Money, is this a game that you want to get involved in at all?
No. I think Alex touched on it nicely. If you want to bet the Bruins, you're paying a premium already here. So, and I don't want to bet against Montreal if I'm not getting Montembeault in net. So, I will sit it out as well.
No interest there. One of the teams that Moretto was very high on this year coming into this is hosting the Utah Hockey Club, a team that some of the other people on the show were high on. The Islanders currently in this game were sitting at minus 152. The Utah Hockey Club plus 126. So, Monty, I want to get your thoughts on this one and where we're seeing this total at right now. 5.5, but minus 132 to the over on FanDuel.
Yeah, I think this is another game where the number has been captured properly and it's moved already to where it needs to be. Islanders at in the minus 150s, low minus 150s makes sense. That's around where I have them as well. So another game where we'll pass. It's tough early in the season because like the lines have been around for a while and they get bet into place pretty quickly. So this is another game where I will pass. I am high on both teams. The 5.5 plus money under makes sense, but it would make more sense to me a couple of months from now. I don't want to play an under 5.5 at this point of the season. I think both these teams are going to kind of work their way into where they need to be defensively as the season goes on. I think in 2 months, both of these teams will be demanding 5.5 totals in the market. I just don't want to be there at this point of the season.
Okay. Moretto, any interest for you in this game?
No, basically kind of same headspace here. And as we get Sorokin back and stuff like that, and those 5.5s will really make sense. But yeah, I think that I was honestly really, really hoping to get on the Isles. Obviously, I talked about that on Monday about how much I'm high on this Isles team coming into this season, but looks like the market kind of is too here, because I think this is a pretty fair number. Yep. You're really paying it, what I think the Isles should be valued at. So there's nothing here. Would have loved to get involved. I'm not as big on Utah as maybe some of the other people on the show are. But yeah, you're paying for it, so no interest for me.
Only 1/3 of the people watching the show right now have hit the like button. If you haven't hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. This is not good enough, as someone used to do, bringing up the sign on screen. Smash the like button, break your keyboards. Yeah, bring the sign back. Hit the like button while you're watching the stream here today. We are still up money on the season so far, and marginal, but still up money. It's better than being down at this point a couple of days in. So still continue to try to give out some winners here and help some people out as well. End of the show, everyone participating. I'm seeing a lot already. I've already started a bunch of suggestions for anytime goal scorers to go into our parlay, our round robin anytime goal scorer parlay to finish off the show. So if you've got other ones, other numbers you guys like, other players you guys like, make sure to send them in the chat and we'll address those all at the end and decide which ones do and which ones don't go into that parlay. But next game up on the schedule here, gentlemen, let's take a look at the Columbus Blue Jackets Minnesota Wild game tonight. Columbus on the road plus 205, the Wilds minus 255. Plus money to the over 6.5 as of right now. Moretto, back to you on this one. Anything in this game tonight?
Yeah, I do. I'm just going to look around now too, and it looks like there's some that are still decently available, but the sixes at minus 120. I like the overs there. It took a little bit of money elsewhere, and now it's been pushed to 6.5, but I like the over 6 here, which I think everyone should be able to get still. Defensively, I think the Blue Jackets are going to be a mess this season. It starts not just, in net where they're really bad, but the blue line is bad. Their two best defensemen, and Werenski and Severson, are both very offensive-minded guys who can contribute quite a bit going forward. But in their own end, they're not going to do much for you. They get hemmed in a lot. They're not that strong defensively. They're pretty thin on the blue line, and then up front, you look at them down the middle. Monahan, not the best defensive forward. Obviously, we know what he can bring to a team, but defensively, that's not it. And then behind him, Fantilli and Sillinger kind of have a ways to go in that regard. So just weak down the middle and up front defensively and on the back end and in net. I think they're almost matchup proof in terms of betting overs if you're going to get sixes early in the season. This is going to be maybe the worst defensive team in hockey. I can see them allowing more goals than anyone. And the Wilds, yes, they're a bit more of a low event team, but they do have scoring, and we've seen that offense, how it can kind of, catch fire and spark against, especially against bad teams where they're able to sort of run up the score. So I do like that spot here. I don't think in net the Wild are all that strong right now either. So I think you're getting kind of a bit of a weaker goaltending matchup, and a Blue Jackets team that's going to bleed goals, a Wild team that's going to score a bunch here, when in their moments, in their spots. So yeah, give me over 6, and hopefully everyone can still grab that.
Okay. We will lock in the over 6 minus 120. There are a bunch available when I pulled up the BetStamp app just for context out there. So we did lock in over 6 minus 120. So Money, anything else to add to this game for yourself?
Not right now. I think I think Alex touched on it. Columbus is a team that I want to see more from. I want to see what kind of game that they'll be playing. Probably an over team, but I just need more time with them. With the Wild, I mean, there's like a month from now where if I see this number, I'd be betting against the Wild immediately. But I'm not there right now. It's just, these are a couple of teams that I just need to see more from. It's still early in the season, so I will sit it out. But this is a game that I am interested in because I've got a lot of question marks in my notes on both of these teams. So I'll be sitting here watching a Columbus Minnesota game on a Thursday night.
Guys,
we might have like a 12-13.
No, we got to get selective. We got to be we got to be selective here. We got to cap it at 4. We can't go more than 4 here. We can't get ridiculous.
Well, if we're gonna round robin or people want these suggestions in here, then we'll address all of the ones that you guys send. I will say that at bare minimum, we'll address them and say yes, no, close, maybe not, and then you guys can make your own decisions. But we'll build out our own final list that we'll post and tweet out as well. But keep hitting the like button. Keep sending your suggestions here in the chat. Let's go to the next game of the night. Wow, Moretto, I don't know how you're going to make a decision in this one because we've got the Stars and the Predators. The Dallas Stars on the road, minus 110. The Predators at home, minus 110. 6.5, the over plus 100. You can't be submitting your own anytime goal scores to the chat.
No one put him in yet. I needed to get him in there. This is going to be a 7-3 game, and Erickson X going to get one for sure. So I had to make sure that got there.
Okay. Over 6.5 plus 100 in this game. I'll go to you right away. What are you thinking here with your two favorite teams?
No, they're not. Obviously, you didn't listen to Monday's show because I'm out on the Predators. I'm done with the Predators. They're no longer my team. Yeah, I've been cleared of all my allegations, as Charles says it in the chat here. I'm on the Stars tonight. I think this team is not being respected enough by this number. I don't think the Preds. I think the Preds are getting too much respect here, and I think especially early on, we see a lot of new faces. Takes time for that to gel. This Stars team has been together. There's not many new faces. These guys have been playing together for a long time, and I think that's very beneficial. Early in the season, I don't think that's going to be the case for Nashville. I think we could see them take a bit of time to get going here, even on like the power play, special teams, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, Stars a little bit too cheap in my opinion. Good. Best price in market too at FanDuel by like a good 4 or 5 cents right now. So yeah, I'm in on the Stars for sure.
So Money, are you doubling down on this one?
So we're on our first goalie watch of the season. Saros just took the ice. He was the first player on the ice for the morning skate. We got to see how we look. So I have bet the Stars, but I bet them for half a unit right now. However, if Saros is out, that will become a full unit. So I'm monitoring Saros' situation closely. If Saros does play, I'm going to keep it a half unit, but we can lock it in for me for a half unit right now. Similar thought process as Alex. Nashville, I'm not as high on them, but I also concede that there's many situations where coming into a season, a team that I'm not as high on or I'm too low on, I could be wrong about that. So because of that, I'm not fully convicted. Well, I'm not fully in fading Nashville right now. But I do want to see how they start their season, and I cannot make it a full unit until I know that Saros is not playing.
Okay, just discussion amongst the group here. Moretto, you're full on this one though. This is a full unit play.
I'm full. Yeah.
Okay.
Give me
So
Saros.
we're good if we track this.
We'll eat them up.
We'll track this as a full. I'll add it to the breakdown for people going and looking at it after. It will say so. Money is playing for a half unit. Moretto playing for a full unit, but we are tracking this as a full unit. So Money. Okay. So if it loses, you're only on the hook for half of the loss. Moretto will take the full blame, the brunt of it, but you can take half. That's how we'll do this one. Full unit, -110 Stars, money line. Another best bet locked in here. Again, we'll recap everything at the very end of the show, so don't worry. Yeah, over on the BetStamp app, Edgework HQ. Let's keep going here. We got a couple more games.
It feels good to be on goalie watch again.
Yeah, we're so back. We're so back right now. It's amazing.
All right, next game of the night. We only got 2 more to cover here. The Penguins and the Red Wings, and you guys were right. The NHL, give them a round of applause for the first 2 days, and you fucked it for the third day. You just make an absolute gong show of the schedule here. 8 o'clock, and then we got to wait till 10:30 for the next one.
Like why is Detroit starting at 8 o'clock? They're in the Eastern time zone. It doesn't even make sense.
No, there's no rhyme or reason for the things that the NHL does, but it is what it is. 8 o'clock, Penguins in Detroit. Penguins right now +114. The Red Wings -137. Moretto, what are your thoughts on this game?
I think this is a very bad Penguins team. That roster is pretty ugly outside of a few obviously great players. I'm not looking to bet this game really, at least on the side, because I'm not high on the Wings either, and this is kind of a bit of a steep price. Even though I do think Pittsburgh's pretty bad. I think the numbers are kind of fine here, but I would lean towards an over if I had to bet anything. I didn't actually play it though, and I probably won't play it because I think it's a bit too shaded towards that 6.5 over right now. If we can get something a little bit cheaper, maybe I'd get involved there. But as of right now, I've got nothing here.
Okay, nothing for you. So Money, anything that you want in this one?
No, sorry. I'm just watching. I'm just watching Saros and taking some shots here. No,
And they'll
nothing.
get a live feed of their morning
Yeah.
skate, or
That's what I was gonna say.
No. They've so one of the beat writers posted it on Twitter. They posted a video of him taking some shots.
Got
His
it.
movement looks good. But yeah, so in this game, Murdo's right. Pittsburgh's like that roster stinks, right? Like outside of Crosby, Malkin, and Russ when he's back, there's not much there. So um, and that team has gotten old very, very quickly, right? So um, I have no interest in betting Pittsburgh even at that number. But also with Detroit, it's tough for me to get there as well. It's not Detroit. I'm not as high on as as many people, but um, yeah, for I can't get there either way on this number right now.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, so many. We're gonna need some more of that insight that you got in these live cams you set up in the corner of every arena. I gotta tap into that feed. As well, known scheduling insider Matt Albert has informed us the Wings game was pushed back to 8 because of the Tigers. It was mentioned in the chat there, so I mean maybe he's just stealing plays from the chat, but regardless, that would make sense. That would make sense. Final game of the night. Let's get to it. St. Louis Blues, San Jose Sharks. St. Louis minus 164. The Sharks plus 136 at home. Again, another total of 5.5. Where do you come in on this one, So Money?
Very tough because so I know Moretto's low on the Blues, right? I'm not as low on them, but I think that having them in the minus 160s on the road against anybody is just egregious, right? And this is not a situation that I'm going to be able to let go. Um, and just based on the number here, let's go half a unit on the
yes.
Sharks. Just based on the number, I don't love it, but there's just no reason for the Blues to be priced like this at this moment.
Okay. We got on plus 136 on San Jose here. We have some better numbers out there in market, so we'll track it at those. We'll go with the half unit on it as well, but there's like plus 140s, plus 145s around at other books that people should be able to get. I'll track at plus 140 because that's kind of the midway points between the best number in market, where we're at with the FanDuel number right now, and some others that are widely available. So plus 140 at the half unit for people tracking at home and as well following along on BetStamp. Half unit plus 140 Sharks money line. And Moretto, you're in agreement with this one.
Yes. I'm glad so many got there too, because we are Sharks tonight. This is it. This is the Celebrini breakout game. This is, like he said, insane that the Blues are laying this kind of number. This is a number like a team like the Habs should be laying, not a team like the Blues. So give me San Jose here. Sharks are circling right now. The Blues are about to lose one of their the first of about 12 in a row. So and then Albert's going to be in shambles. I can't wait. So give me the Sharks here. This is their night. This is I'm excited for the Celebrini debut. I think he's awesome. I'm really excited to watch him here. And this is one I actually might stay up for. I had to go to sleep during the Canucks game last night so I could be rested to watch the Sharks. That's basically what happened there.
All right. There you go. Those are the sides and totals for tonight's game. This is now time to get to all the... yeah, Albert, get out of here. This is now time to get to all the anytime goal scores that were sent. There are a ton. We will go through them all. If you guys will do me a favor and try to help find prices on these while I pull them up, I will do my best in real time to do so as well. But I will also do this, and then we will say yes or no, and then we'll add them to the slip. Remember at home as well, please play responsible units on these. We're not expecting these to win as parlays. Like, we're throwing like plus 200, 300, 400s out there on some of it. Realistically, we're going to add 7 of them together. We don't think it's going to hit like every single time. round robin them if you want to, track them at home. We're going to give these out. I think it's a fun way to do it and have everyone
We need a
involved,
name for
especially you
these
guys in the
too.
chat. We do need a name. That's the other thing as well. If you guys have an idea for a name, send them in the chat. Tweet at us at EdgeworkHQ, whatever. Tweet at me. I don't care. We'll find them. We need a name for these anytime goal scorer dart throws that we're doing essentially at the end of the show. So money, Moretto, I'll pull them up. You guys say yes or no to them. If you say yes and we get to 5 or 6, so be it. We're at 5 or 6, but let's pull through them.
Yeah.
Okay, so also I just want to address a couple things. Shout out to E. Colt yesterday, did come in and say Garland anytime goal. We put it in the thing. I also bet that one separate myself. I thought that was a good number, a good pick. That one hits. He came back victory lap this morning, as he should. But kudos to him. Charles says, ashamed I gave Kuzmenko. I will be better. Unacceptable to give out losers here. I'm glad you take responsibility because you know who didn't? Slam deal. We had 8 goals scored by the Vegas Golden Knights yesterday. No Jack Eichel goal, and that was his
I really
bet.
thought Eichel scored that one. It got tipped, I guess, but I thought that was going to be an Eichel goal.
It's not surprising that guy won't take any accountability.
All right, let's get to it. First one we're going to start with, I know what the answer is going to be from Moretto, but maybe So Money will have a different opinion. Brian Elfring, Marner, anytime goal. Let's pull up price in this game. Sorry guys, this might take a little bit longer.
Plus 230,
we'll
plus
try
230. I got you. Don't worry.
Plus
You can take care of the things. I'll give you the prices.
Okay, thank you. Plus 230 for me is no on Marner. No. I need a much higher from him. He's not a goal scorer.
I need 10 to 1.
Okay, 10 to 1. I don't. I'll play 10 to 1 every day on Marner goal scorer, but no, not at that. Okay, so no one Marner. Let's go to next. Charles for Haggy. Where are we at on
price
for
here?
Haggy?
175. Best in market at FanDuel.
I would lean towards yes.
Yeah, this one I'll say
Fresh
yes
off
to.
a contract too, a little boost.
First all-mark start. Maybe that's the only hesitation here, but I'm good with Verhaeghe.
All right, let's go for Haggy. For Haggy's in. For Haggy is in. Okay, there's the first one. Jordan Mosel, Tage Thompson plus 180. We saw some regression last year. Started to fall off a little bit. Fall back, I guess. Excuse me. Plus 180 here. Tage.
Seeing a 165 at FanDuel, but I mean, obviously, I like the Sabres tonight, so I would love it if Tage can get one, maybe 2.
170 here, Moretto. I've got plus 170.
Okay.
FanDuel.
Yeah.
There you go.
Let's do it.
Let's
it actually just moved on screen. Yeah.
Cool. There you go. Add it in.
Wow.
We're two legs.
Take it 2 of 3 already. So we're going to have to start getting some real hard with these no's.
Claudio, what do you guys think about Jack Hughes anytime goal plus 130 tonight?
This one I'm going to need more on.
Always down to pay the Leafs, but let's pass. We got to get selective here. I'm down to pass on this one.
Okay, pass on that. Charles Matthews, the rare minus 110 anytime goal scorer.
No. Leafs are going to get shut out again. Markstrom shutout. Let's add Markstrom shutout to the parlay.
Oh my God. Okay, no Matthews minus 110. I do think that that's probably a good number. That's something that I might go look at after, but it's not like I'm jumping at it situation. Jordan, again here, Tarasenko, plus 300 for the Red Wings. Huh.
Interesting look, but it's tough to get there.
270 on FanDuel here right now, too.
No, I don't want it. Skip it.
Okay.
Next.
It's a no.
What are we at? We're at 2 so far?
2, yeah. We're at 2.
Okay.
Artur, Tavares, plus 250.
How many Leafs do we want to know?
I'm not suggesting these. I'm not the one suggesting these.
I know.
So,
Artur.
Money, any disagreement?
Not for me either there.
Okay. No.
Ours was skating in mud yesterday.
Confirmed. Jordan Mosel, Adam Fantilli, plus 420.
Yeah, let's do it. Sure.
Yes.
I'm in for Fantilli. Connor seconded that one in the chat. Chat seems pretty aligned there.
Pretty good.
They want it. I'm good. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's give the people what they need.
Yeah.
Plus 420 here. Yep. Let's add it.
Best price in market
Charles,
too by a wide margin here at FanDuel. So let's do it.
Charles Duclair, anytime goal. I will say I did bet separately myself. I think the number moved quickly, but like Duclair point for tonight. That's something
He's playing
I
first
had.
line. He's on that Barzal line.
Yeah. Duclair, anytime goal. Sorry, I'm trying to find games as we go.
Duclair is at 260.
Thoughts, guys? We're at 3.
Well, that'll be our fourth already. No,
This would be 4. This would be 4. Yeah.
I like it.
Duclair.
I'm gonna skip it for this though.
I'm more inclined to pass as well.
Okay. No.
I do like
Duclair.
the look though.
Colts running it back. Came here yesterday, back again today. Josh Norris plus 280 FanDuel.
Colts not hitting back to back. Sorry, it's just not happening. It's not happening. I gotta fade him right now. I gotta fade him. He's due for a loss.
I mean, what if he goes on a run?
Reverse due factor.
The reverse due factor, yeah.
Okay, so money? No.
What if Eco goes on a run here though, right? Like we should
Capable of a run.
We have to wait until a loss.
What are we doing here, guys?
Honestly, I think Josh Norris, like, kidding aside, I think Josh Norris sucks. I think he's super overrated. I don't think he's that good. I don't know. I don't like him.
All right, fine. Let's take a pass on it then.
Okay, sorry, Colt. Pass. Oh wow, I wonder why. We're at 3. We're waiting for 4. Next suggestion in the chat: Alex Moretto, Joel Eriksson Ek. No way.
I love that one. That's a great one.
Okay,
that's a great
we'll
one.
add it.
I'm okay adding this just to keep Moretto's feet to the fire.
Okay, I respect that.
I'll take accountability if this one doesn't hit, but that's a great number right now at FanDuel at that plus 250.
Okay, and final one that we have suggested here. We're at 4, by the way. People did suggest some after the fact as we're going through these. We did build this thing up pretty high already, but final one. So money, I'll give you final say on this one. Slam deal. Celebrini, anytime goal score.
Fuck, man. What?
He knows where he got you where it hurts there. You can't say no to that.
I know.
You can't say no to that.
I know exactly why you did it too. Yeah, fine. Let's. What's the number?
260.
260?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this way, if it doesn't score, we have some to blame.
True. This is true. Okay, so that's it. Those are the 5. Let's recap these. Yeah, of course you like that. Shocker.
Just saying. No, we'll stop it at 5. We can't go here.
Okay, the only thing I'm going to ask people is try to send these before I start reading the list, because like I had a list of 14 that were suggested already, which we really appreciate the suggestions, but I'm already going through the list of 14 and then you guys are sending them after. It's just hard to bounce back and forth and try to read the new ones plus the other ones. But okay, so we're at 5. Let's take a look at what we've got for these for a recap. Okay, we've got 2 in the Columbus, Minnesota game. 1, Adam Fantilli, Joel Eriksson Ek. Those are the 2 in the Columbus, Minnesota game. And obviously here on FanDuel, you can, I believe it's called the SGP Plus. So you're SGPing with those 2 plus the parlays of the other ones that are included. So Fantilli, Eriksson Ek, 2 of the 5. We go to the Florida-Ottawa game. Carter Verhaeghe, Buffalo, Los Angeles, Tage Thompson, and finally, St. Louis, San Jose, Macklin Celebrini. Those are the 5 for today. Obviously, these are complete and utter dart throws here. 465 to 1, essentially, is what we're looking at for this for these 5-legger. Round robin, whatever. We'll post the parlay cards. And the best part about this is going to be if Eriksson Ek doesn't hit and Josh Norris does, we're going to have an angry E-Colts in the chat to close out the week tomorrow. So those are the 5 for today. We'll track this as, I think yesterday we did $5 on it. So also let's just see quickly what this wins. Oh, nice. $5 wins 2,300 Canadian. Yeah. Why not? Why not us? Why not us?
Why not us?
We'll track it as a full parlay. If it does hit, sick. We won $2,300 as a team. If not, round robin these at home yourselves. But that's what we'll track it for. Keep ourselves accountable. As for the other picks, I'm not going to track that one in yet. It will be in the BetStamp app. But the other picks that we've got for tonight, let's start here. We're going to have the Buffalo Sabres money line -104. That one is So Money and Moretto already moved out to -110. We are going to take the over 6 -120 in the Columbus, Minnesota game. That one is on Moretto. We're going Dallas money line -110. So Money and Moretto are in this. And then we're going with the San Jose money line for a half unit, by the way, +140, half unit, Moretto, and So Money on that one as well. Those are our sides and totals. We did throw in the anytime goal scorer parlay as well. Tweet at us your suggestions. What the hell do we call this thing? What do you guys want it to be called? Every single day, we'll do these at the very end. I think it's a fun way to close out the show. Thank you guys for watching here today. We appreciate it as always. So Money, Moretto, thank you guys for taking the time. Look forward to seeing you guys back here tomorrow. Thank you to FanDuel, our new sponsor. If you haven't already, make sure to go sign up at FanDuel Sportsbook. As always, hopefully you enjoyed the show. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the stream here today. Thanks for the support. Thanks for participating in the chat. We'll be back here tomorrow morning, 10:30 a.m. Eastern time for more picks and previews, predictions, all of that good stuff. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the games tonight. Good luck on your bets.